There's a lot that goes into being a Royale High content creator, so in today's video I am going to be talking about that. Alright, hi, TT here, and today I'm going to be talking about all of the things that you will need to start off as a Royale High content creator. Alright, so before the video starts, please make sure to like and subscribe and follow all of my socials. They will be linked in the description. Without further ado, let me get into the video now. So if you are an aspiring Royale High content creator, that if you really like Royale High and you just want to make Royale High content, or if you are a content creator that just really wants to get into content creation, here are some of the things that you are going to need, and it really isn't much, but there are some specific things that you need to get and you need to understand before you guys can get into content creation. Alright, so one of the first things that you are going to need in terms of content creation is a good device. Like for example, if you have a laptop, if you have a good tablet, if you have an iPad, literally anything that is good for recording and has good graphics, that is literally all you are going to need to start off on your content creation journey. One of the second things that you are going to need as a content creator, if you are making content, you are of course going to need a way to record the content on your screen. So I have a couple of suggestions that you guys should take, which is, if you are using a laptop, I would generally suggest using OBS amongst all of the other ones, because I am currently using OBS to record all of my videos as of right now. I recently had a mental breakdown after using the Xbox Game Bar, because the Xbox Game Bar, according to my knowledge, has a bunch of flaws to it, and that's why it just stopped working randomly. So truly it's on the Xbox Game Bar's fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything for it to just suddenly stop. So now I'm just using OBS 24/7 now, and I'm really glad that I'm using it 24/7. But if you do have a laptop and you do want to use Xbox Game Bar, good luck because the last time I used this, it just completely died out. So I really don't suggest you using the Xbox Game Bar. Unless your Xbox Game Bar genuinely works, then that is the only way that I would say, okay, then you can use it, because it is still an option for you guys to use it. So one of the next options I would suggest for you for screen recording is by using Streamlabs. And a funny story with Streamlabs, I actually mixed up Streamlabs with OBS because the both of them had OBS at the end of it. I had no idea that OBS and Streamlabs were two completely different streaming platforms that were built for recording and streaming. I thought that they were the same thing, and then OBS was just named Streamlabs because that's like the official name. But no, Streamlabs and OBS are actually competitors according to Google. So if you are getting a screen recording system, if you have a laptop, I would 100% suggest OBS, because OBS is actually the free version, and even though Streamlabs is technically also free, there are a lot of features that you do technically need to pay in the app to get, and in OBS you don't need to pay anything. So overall I would suggest using OBS over anything else. And if you have a higher quality laptop, I would of course suggest using NVIDIA Shadowplay. That is another recording system that you guys could use. And if you're looking on Google for a good option, I really wouldn't suggest using like Bandicam or Action or any of those apps that generally need you to pay like an upgrading subscription, like a live subscription. Like I had a bunch of apps do that to me. And if you don't have any access to OBS and Streamlabs and stuff like that, just try to find an app that has unlimited recording space, like unlimited recording limit. Like it doesn't have a recording limit, because there are some apps that are going to ask you to pay money to record for longer periods of time, and you do not want that whatsoever. And that is if you are not on a device such as a laptop. If you're on a tablet or iPad or anything like that, just generally try to find any screen recorder that doesn't have a recording limit. It may be a little bit challenging, but just try to tough it out, and I hope that you guys are able to find a screen recorder. One of the next things you are going to need is something to record your voice. If you do not want to record your voice, that's completely fine. But if you are one of those content creators that want to use your voice, I do suggest getting one of those cheap headphones that those TikTokers use. Like, you know, those white headphones with the cheap mics, because those are surprisingly really good if you do not have the gaming mic money. And if you are buying a gaming mic, I would would suggest buying gaming mics from Amazon because I got mine off of Amazon and it is very good and I love it so much. But if you guys don't want to use your voice, I am going to suggest using an AI voice. I would suggest using 11 Labs. I'll put the site on the screen right now. I have used this site for some of my shorts, and it has a bunch of AI generated voices for you guys to use, because generally speaking, if you do make a video that doesn't have any like person talking over it, a person is less likely to like stick around, because people like when you are being engaging towards you. Like, people like being talked to in a video. It's like a conversation, but you're not directly talking to the person, if you know what I mean. And you can find more of these AI generated voices in apps like CapCut. And now I am going to be moving on to some of the stuff that you are going to need when it comes to editing. Now, I cannot give you any editing advice when it comes to the editing aspect of being a Royale High creator, because everybody has their own editing style. I cannot give you any advice on how you should be editing. There are plenty of editing tutorials, but there are a lot of editing styles out there, and you just need to find your personal editing style. Now, personally, when it comes to editing, all I do is basically talk to you guys unfiltered, and I have a very casual editing style, because in this editing style, it allows me to do more videos and push them out faster for you guys instead of doing. And some of the editing apps that you can use are, for example, CapCut. You can use After Effects. I know that that's an editing app, though I have not tried it personally. And Filmora. I know that Filmora is one too, but I haven't tried it personally either. I personally use CapCut, but a lot of people have not really been liking CapCut because CapCut has this new pro system, and a lot of the pro features are locked behind a paywall basically. So what I basically did, I installed an older version of CapCut that still has the pro items, but a lot of the things that I use to edit are unlocked. So maybe if you guys can find an older version of CapCut, or if you guys can adjust to Filmora or After Effects, you guys can easily do that. And now moving on to the most important part of what you would need to do as a content creator, which is basically to do three main things. You need to have creativity, you need to be consistent, and you need to have the motivation to upload these videos. Now, a lot of people upload videos for different reasons. If it's purely for making money, if it's purely for the fun of it, or if it's because you generally like to make videos because you saw your favorite content creator making videos and you want to follow in their footsteps and eventually work your way up to getting monetized on YouTube, to getting your first paycheck on YouTube. And honestly, when it comes to me, I think I am in the middle of some of them. I do genuinely like making this because it is fun to say my opinions, and it is fun to read some of you guys' opinions, because I love the engagement that YouTube allows me to do, and I love the fact that YouTube allows me to get paid for all of this stuff that I do, because YouTube is a full-time job for a lot of people. And even though it may not be a full-time job for you, it is still something that literally anybody can get into with the bare minimum. So just remember, you need to be creative with whatever you're doing, even if you're going into Royale High content creation in the TikTok space, if you're going into Twitter, if you're going into Instagram. All of the stuff that I would have said previously is all you would need to start your Royale High content creation journey. Alright, so that is basically all I have to say on today's video. I really hoped it helped. Alright, so if you have anything to add on today's video, please put it down in the comments. And yeah, that is all I have to say on today's video. If you guys like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and see